Run and Joe Off-Road fam. Today we're going to be doing a little bit different. We're in my garage here right now, and we been talking with a couple YouTubers, off-road YouTubers here, and I didn't get challenged. I'm pretty new to the YouTube, but I did say I got a couple good stories about worst trail damages, worst trail carnage, whatever you want to call it. I have three on three different vehicles that I'd like to spread my story about, and we're going to start back in 2012. I had a 2011 Toyota Tacoma. Actually, you know, it'd be 2013. So I bought this Tacoma in 2010, modded it up, mid-travel, rear shackle flip. And pay attention to that shackle flip, because that's going to be the key to the point of this story. And 12-inch shocks in the rear, 2.5 remote reservoirs. Nice truck, beautiful truck. Took it to Moab a couple times. Everything was great. Then in would be January, February of 2013, we were out in Toyota or Total Off-Road Experience, just southwest of Edmonton. I was living in Edmonton at the time. Arranged for a meet and greet 4x4 event for Toyota Expeditionary Association of Alberta, TAOA, club I started and handed over this year, and decided I'd invest my time into a YouTube page and my own self keep, vehicle keep. Long story short, so we were out at Tor, yeah, about January, February. Lots of snow that year, lots of snow. Needless to say, we're out, and I don't know much if you've done much snow wheeling. It was a long day. It was getting about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. We'd been out there since 8, having a blast. Trav and the crew always put on a good show for us. And so we're going through what would be the Muskeg area, and there was really deep snow. It really hadn't been traveled much. I'm locked front and rear, down at like 10 pounds in the front and rear tires, and just bombing around, and I get stuck. This is one of my worst stucks too, but it's not my worst, but it's one of my worst. So needless to say, I look out, get out, I look, trucks sank right into the snow. I broke the crust, top crust, and I'm in the powder. We're not getting me out really easy. So we hook toe strap on, some decent ground, a little further up the road. Hook a couple toe straps together, start pulling, nothing. Like, I'm stuck. Okay, we'll winch it up. So we take and we winch me, and everything's going good, and there's a little bit of side lateral load. So that's fine. We just were trying to get me going. I was in the truck using the gas guinea pedal, and I hear this twang, like loud twang, like spring unloading, and I say stop. We unload the winch, and I know something bad's up. I said, guys, something broke. We gotta find it. So we're looking, and I look at the back of the truck, and I'm a lowrider, and you gotta bear in mind, there is no winch load on it this time. And my rear axle has shifted out from underneath the vehicle almost. Probably, I'm gonna guess it slid over probably about a foot, because we were taking the body right off of the rear axle. What had happened, and this is where I said, pay attention, I had done a shackle flip probably a month and a half prior. Young, dumb, still kind of learning how off-road modifications work. And I was lazy, and I didn't flip the shackle around on the orientation. So I had taken the Toyota Tacoma shackles point up, and the leaf springs come down. I'd never do a shackle flip on a Tacoma again, but needless to say, I'd flipped the shackle down, so the back, the shackle guide, essentially the guard, was now impacting on the top of the spring. So probably put about 5,000, 6,000 K on it. I got really lucky. I was broke near home, called CAA, found out what the cost was with and without a membership to tow. 3 hours later, took advantage, and yeah, we towed, had Rex, bought membership, and had it towed home. That's the worst break on my Tacoma. So the next story, we're going to jump forward to my Rexus, my Toyota Land Cruiser there, the Lexus LX 450, same thing. And reason being, I want to jump forward here because this is probably my second worst break. We are out in Prairie Creek, and I've just done a ton of work. I'm guessing it's 2015. Yeah, about 2015. My kid hadn't been born yet, so we end up going out to Prairie Creek, and we're having an awesome day. And at the time, I knew I was kind of dealing with a little bit of where the truck kind of felt like it was wandering. I said, well, I probably just got a loose wheel bearing. Wish it would have taken a look. And we're out Prairie Creek. We try to get up Tower Road up to the old fire. Me and Byron get up there. We got the 37s, lockers. We're up and over the Snowcrest. We got a truck. We got a trail probably 15 people deep. I can already sense this frustration. We'd been through deep snow. Guys are trying to follow us. This is kind of where Byron and I determined that maybe we should wheel on our own or take our other two vehicles. I had the Tundra at the time, and he had the 4Runner. Anyways, yeah, so we take it up Tower Road, break the crust. We realize, yeah, you know what? Nobody else is going to make it. We turn around. Everybody turns on the trail. It was frustrating enough. There was an ice corner who had people pissed. And I said, you know what, guys? I know Eagle Ridge Road really well, or Eagle Ridge Tower Road really, really well. We'll head there. So we get onto that. I'm recording my maps, and it's logged out. That's fine. Well, we'll still keep going. We'll follow it. I got my trail. We're following my GPS. And we're kind of doing some weaving in the bush. And I go to turn left, and it still goes right. And I'm straight into a tree, and a buddy's like, well, why didn't you steer it? I said, I did. I said, it's like the steering arm just fell off. Well, if you don't know 80 series well enough, you would, or if you know them well enough, you would know what do you check every trip. And I hadn't done, because I'd been dealing with lots of little issues and fixing them. Well, the lower trunnion bolts, because of the amount of pressure, the way the steering arm works, that's where all the pressure gets taken. The trunnion bolts back out. You have to torque them to 70 foot-pounds. Check 71 foot-pounds every couple weeks, or every time you take it for a nice long trip. It's worth just taking a check. They had sheared off. I had lost two, and two had sheared right off. So I'm sitting there looking at this. My tire's like this. The other tire is turned left. This one's turned right. And I go to the guys, this is going to be a fuck show. Pardon my French. But so we grab the high lift, jack the high lift up, kind of ascertain the damage. Can we get me off? Like, we're nowhere. Like, not even a tow truck is going to get to me at this time. We're going to have to try and figure out how to get me out. Fellow Jeeper, I can't remember his name, but he had a gorgeous XJ. Just beautiful little XJ, clean. To be honest, I don't know why he was out wheeling with us. It was too clean. Well, we look, and he says, well, we can steal two from the other side. And I said, you know what, I think that's the best idea. So we jacked the front up, take both front tires off. This was a pain in the ass, by the way, too, because you can't recall, like, I got 37s and bead locks. They're not light. So we take them off, slide, pull two, double nut the driver's side, pull two over to the passenger side. And we did this all with I had grease, I had everything. Like, it's crazy. I had almost everything I needed other than these nuts and bolts. So we locked out, got it over the passenger side. I got home, I fixed it. I checked my nuts. That's why there's always the ongoing joke, check your nuts. I'll put a picture of Joey Romero's, probably his knuckle breakdown, highlight. But needless to say, I'm always checking those nuts now. I'm having a small issue right now. I'm going to check them, Joey, just for you. And we'll go from there. Now we're going to jump back in time. And it is now 2014. It is August or September. I think it's September. It was we spent September long in Moab. So I've got a 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Eco Diesel. And I'm going to say this right now. That is the very first Jeep Grand Cherokee Eco Diesel. I don't care what Jeep says. That is the first Jeep Grand Cherokee WK2 ever to go up Jeep Morrison Trail. And it did beautifully. I will say that. Its turning angle sucked, but we did make it up. Frustrating. I had some body damage. I really shouldn't have had that out there, but I couldn't get my Lexus trail ready or road ready It was a long trip. So then I also was the first up Elephant Hill. I don't care what they say. So we're out in now Colorado after a couple long days in Moab and Wyoming, and we're putting some miles on. And needless to say, we're going up Redcone. So that night I opted not to take the Jeep out. Tyler wanted to sleep, so he set the tent up. We set the tent up and he went to bed. And it had been a long day. It was dark. We go out to Redcone Pass partially, and middle of the night go see the view, which you can't see, pitch black, and it was raining. All fine and dandy. Next day we wake up, we're going up I believe it's Redcone again. Whatever it was, it's not really important. And I'll post a picture. So we got past this pinch rock, which is the hardest part of the day for me, and this is pretty much where I said I'll top in with Byron for the rest of the day. He's got his 400. He's more than capable. All we had to do was get to the top of the mountain. We don't have comms. The guys forget we don't have comms. And so it's got air suspension, so I end up lowering it because I had it in rock mode, which brings the vehicle all the way up, and really no travel. I don't know what you're doing, Jeep, but there's no up travel when those bags are inflated. They made for a great ride, but anyways, we are traveling, and it's got the diesel, and I hear whack. And I look at Tyler, I said, that was not good. And I smell oil, and I just hit the stop button. I shut the thing off. You know how these push button starts work? There is oil leaking everywhere. We have no clue what essentially happened. And the guys are going, holy crap. I think you just took out your oil pan. I am nowhere near home. We are nowhere near the highway. And I got no oil or oil pan in the Jeep. I didn't bring any spare engine oil, nothing. So we hit a rock that popped up out of nowhere. And I say that because reality is any other vehicle I own wouldn't have had this issue. But the Jeep, I shouldn't have had it out there. That Jeep really, like, it's the same thing as my SRT. I'd never take it off-road now, but it was low enough. And Jeep designed this eco diesel, and this is a huge flaw in my opinion, but the drain plug points forward. I caught the drain plug, and it's an aluminum oil pan, and shattered it off because I caught the rock. And we just, if I'd been a foot to the right or a foot to the left, we would have been fine. So here we are on the side of a mountain, broke down, going, okay, we've got a couple solutions. I don't want to pull the oil pan. I didn't bring any. Nobody brought silicone. Nobody brought anything. Nobody thought of it, right? So my buddy Jason and I hop underneath, and somebody brought JB Weld. So we attempted JB Weld this pan together and put as much oil in as we can. So we do. But you know how JB Weld works, is it needs time to cure. It can't get any oil on it. So we built ourselves a pop can plug for where this drain plug was. Well, it held oil, but it didn't hold it very long. So it held enough for me to get turned around, and then we towed my ass out. Every once in a while, I'd turn the Jeep on. It was a long day because they towed me. We were halfway down the trail. They towed me all the way back down the mountain, all the way to the main road. Byron hooks up to me and pulls me to the main road. I go to Byron. I got CAA, so I'm going to call CAA. I wonder if they're going to cover me. Call CAA. And they go, yeah, you're covered. We'll get you to the Dodge dealership. I tried to use Dodge warranty, but in the States, different. They won't cover it. So anyways, Dodge roadside assistance. We get to Dodge, and I drop it off, and I leave it there for 3 weeks. But that's it. That is my worst. I feel that's my worst trail carnage. That one was probably the most nerve-wracking. That at the time it was about $75,000, 75,000 Canadian dollars at the time. 2014, I bought that in February, and I don't even think I had 15,000 kilometers on it. I don't even think I had 10,000 on it. But so I feel bad for whoever's got that Jeep because there's a lot of issues with that Jeep. But that's my worst story. Hey guys, forgot to do an outro, so I figured I'd just do a quick voiceover. Make sure you guys please like, subscribe, share, leave me any comments, feedback. That'd be great. I'm going to throw out a couple challenges here to follow up. One's going to be over at Canadian Off-Road 4x4. Corey, I imagine you'll probably
get back to me on this one. And then I'm also going to throw one out to Untitled Off-Road. Dave, oh, I can't remember his last name. David Wakely. Yeah, Dave Wakely. I'm going to throw one out at you, buddy. I'll make sure you message you guys. And then I'm also going to try and get Dave from Hossa Cruiser to do one. I'm sure he's got a couple great ones. But thanks again. I'll talk to you.